next story in the collection, From Salem. This one is very dear to me. I love zombie stories. I don't remember how many times in high school I read the Zombie Survival Guide. I know I loved World War Z as a book. And in all truth, the movie isn't horrible. I never really was much into the movies, though, but I like to just sit and think about zombies. Think about surviving zombie apocalypse, how you would work through a zombie apocalypse. Anyway, this story was actually originally a video game in my mind. I had a vague idea for a sort of roguelike zombie survival game where the map would change like a roguelike does, but your main goal was to go out, find food, and come back. And the overarching idea would be that there'd be less and less food every single time, but then there'd also be these little notes that if you had time, you could also collect those and slowly piece together the location of somebody else hiding in the zombie apocalypse. Anyway, that was the idea for the game. And as I thought about the game, the story developed more and more and more until the story took over everything. And I've actually written the story and never made the game. Anyway, here's the first page of From Salem. How can I tell you about the people of Amalis, Ursula K. Le Guin? How the sun burned that day upon my bare back, how the morning chilled, how piercing the breeze, how lost it all seemed. If there had been a child, I would have grabbed his hand and led him away with me into the western sky, a horizon filled with dark promise. There were no children in our camp to save, only sinners. I walked alone, surrounded by the sounds of death and fear, shouting in turmoil. Undressed and near naked, I walked away. There had come no music, and that was when I learned. I'd enjoyed, even loved the music. Us all starving and hungry, but a working radio, a broadcast, a family singing hymns from someplace far away. Not far enough. I first heard it on accident. We were foraging in the city. We had waited for the relative safety of noon, when the sun was highest and brightest. But back then, food was rarely left out in the open. You had to go into the dark places to look. And more often than not, the only food in the shadows was yourself. The five of us separated, and I walked the empty streets of the city. The rusted, weathered cars I passed were empty, save one. She watched me with that hateful expression they all have, malignant and desirous, her jaw moving itself up and down as if readying to bite me. The pale eyes followed me, and I felt a wrath building inside my chest, my heart like a war drum, willing me to battle. Overcome by my nature, I had tried to just walk on past her little red car. I repented, retraced my steps, and walked toward her. Anyway, that's the first page of From Salem.